Hello everybody and welcome back to Trails Through Daybreak, where I believe
Hey,
someone's
why not take some
following
flowers
us.
with you?
Hey Van, good to see you. Those new muffins you asked me to put aside turned out great. Awesome. I appreciate you doing that. Can I get two then? Sure thing. I'll have them ready in just a minute. Wait a minute, Van. You don't think... You caught on, did you? Then does that mean... Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I don't sense anything suspicious, but we should still be careful. Thanks for waiting. I hope you enjoy them. I really like how they turned out. Good to know. Thank you for making them. Let's make our way back to the office now. Best not to waste too much time out here. Go in the back alley instead. Ah, do you see that back there? Unless that's just a magazine, but I think I see someone back there. Should I make my move?
Where'd they go? They're just gone. How?
The child soldier has failed.
Got some speed on you. Gotcha!
But damn, it's just a kid, Van!
Is everything okay, Van? Huh? How adorable.
The hell? A kid?
I can't believe I let a civilian get the better of me. You knew I was tailing you and led me here on purpose, didn't you?
Well, I knew I wasn't gonna lose you, so this was the next best thing. That was a form of active camo using shards. Same kind of thing Ramdas can do. Just works different.
You can do that with shards too? You are the real deal, huh? Actually, even realer than real. Glad I decided to come, even with what Abby said. Abby? If I recall, that means...
It's father, from a dialect in the Central East. With how fast you are and the way you're dressed, are you... Wait a minute. I think I just realized something else.
What's wrong?
How are you a Jaeger in the Kruger Corps at your age? You're one hell of a girl.
What? I'm the eldest daughter of the warriors of Kruga's vice chief, Farida Al-Fayed. I came here to ask for your help, Mr. Arkwright. Could we go somewhere to talk?
Jesus Christ, man, can I go through a recording session without being bothered? Yeah, I forgot the Game Awards was today as well. Alright, this is my first time hearing about the Warriors of Kruga. So, you're from just below the Ishkal Mountains in the Central East. Hold on, just going to do something right quick. Okay.
Along the northern edge of the Central East, yeah. We see ourselves as, and live a lifestyle befitting of warriors. We revere flames and the goddess Arusha.
Their whole tribe forms one major core that serves to rep the whole Central East. They're very proud and value their traditions. They're very proud and value their traditions, though, so they won't take on any jobs they deem immoral. If you're surprised people so upstanding would let a kid fight, well, me too.
Oh, please. I'm not a full-fledged warrior like Abby yet, but it's nice to hear you think of me as one.
Innocent little thing, isn't she? Yes, she strikes me as very pure of heart. So you're looking for another Jaeger Corps, is that right? One called Eisenchild? They're another famous high-ranking corps in the central Zemuria. They work out of the free states in the north and get a lot of former soldiers in their ranks. Fairly decent group for a Jaeger Corps too. They take care of their state's defenses and stuff. That's interesting. I didn't know there were so many different kind of Jaeger Corps.
We've clashed against the Eisenshield a lot over the years.
Oh, Eisenshield.
Our last one was around a couple weeks ago in a proxy war against them. We eventually settled that and both sides left the battlefield. But from what I've heard, one unit of the Eisenshield's Jaegers still hasn't returned home yet.
Huh. You're sure they didn't take on another job on the way back?
We're sure. Their regimental commander contacted our village directly asking if we knew anything. Ubby, our vice chief, has been so worried that he's doing just about everything he can to find them.
Yeah, that's so.
Sorry, I'm a little confused. Didn't you say that both of your corps fought as enemies only a couple weeks ago? I did. Why?
It's a Jaeger thing. Don't worry about it. As soon as the fighting stops, it's water under the bridge. It's not uncommon for them to be enemies on one job and allies on the next.
How unusual. I didn't mean to confuse you, but he's right. We don't bear them any ill will. The leader of the unit that vanished has actually always been real good to me.
Really? What kind of person are they?
Her name's Ida. She's one of the most capable Jaegers in her corps. We fought as allies and as enemies a lot since I first became a warrior 2 years ago. She also teaches me all kinds of things on our off days, or when our corps train together too. It would have been easy to ignore someone as young as me, but she's been nothing but a true friend. Or maybe even a sister. I already have an older brother, but if I had to picture what an older sister would be like, it'd be her. She's very, very important to me. So of course I wanted to join in on the search party for her, but they wouldn't let me. Ubby said it was because I'm still only 13 and don't know anything outside of war and our village.
Makes sense.
So that's why you came all the way to Calvard, because you couldn't give up. That's right. I left on my own and rode on buses and trains for the first time to get here. We know that Ida's unit came through Calvard on their way home. So if they really have gone missing, the odds are they're somewhere in this country. As for why I came to you, I've heard about you from the warriors in my village. They told me about a Spriggan in Calvard's capital who was willing to lend an ear to even Jaegers like us. This is a lump of Argem. Will this be enough to cover your fees for helping me find Ida? Don't worry. I got this legitimately through a job.
But that's... You kidding me? A lump that big could fetch around 100,000 mira easy. Well, we can talk money stuff later. But just to be upfront, our rate's 1,000 mira an hour, excluding other necessary expenses. I'm not in the market for a 100-hour job.
What do you...
You don't have to make it sound like you're turning her down. You're still going to help her, aren't you? Don't make it sound like an easy yes. This one seems like a little more trouble than we can afford to handle. Everything is about to scream trouble, in fact. And we still got your case to work on too, so can't just drop everything for some far-off What?
Huh? Your back is glowing.
Oh, great timing. My great-grandfather wrote that the 8 Genesis are drawn to one another. This is the first time I've seen it react this way, and that it just happened to do it now. Wish I could chalk it up to superstitious bull, but...
I'm not sure what's going on. It's really pretty, but what is it?
It's a memento of my great-grandfather that has a special power, and it just might help us find Ida.
You really think so?
Easy there. I'm not gonna commit to the job just yet. First, I need a better hold on the overall situation. Can you help me fill in the gaps for us?
course I can.
While this certainly is a lot of useful information, it's also fragmented that it doesn't feel like it will bring us much closer to finding what we're looking for. Unfortunately, I feel like it's only just starting to set in how big this country is. I knew it was big from looking at maps, but that didn't tell me just how many groups and forces were at work. Well, it's not one of the two big powerhouses of the continent for nothing. Hell, it takes the #1 spot now. We got plenty of corps of our own based here. Then we got syndicates, mafias, and their shady groups and spies from abroad working around every corner. I guess Ida would have had to conceal her identity while passing through here, which will make it even more difficult to find her. Don't worry, Van's the perfect man for the job. He has all kinds of shady connections on call around here, don't you? Just all kinds of fine blurting that out now, are we?
Well, hello, Van. I've been expecting your call.
Huh? That sounds like... It was a 50-50 chance it was you. You know exactly who my next client is then, huh?
Indeed. Farida Al-Fayed, daughter of the warriors of Kruga's vice chief. I also know she wants your help in finding a missing Jaeger Corps.
How do you... I'm gonna say that they've been on her ever since she arrived in the capital. The SID's database isn't just for show. But if you know exactly what she's here for, then you probably played a part in why the Corps has gone AWOL. Is that really true? I'd be lying if I said it isn't. We caught wind of their movements 10 days ago on their way back to the Free Cities via Calvert. As you well know, there are no laws that prohibit Jaeger Corps from entering or leaving the country. However, we in the city make it our business to know exactly what each corps is doing while here. We also take advantage of particularly capable units to train our Special Ops Division from time to time. Special Ops Division? Hercules, right? Heard it was given a serious overhaul after its screw up against the Empire a couple years back. The capabilities of each individual unit differ greatly even now, I'm afraid. All this to say, we set one of the more promising units against Ida the Flame Eater and her corps. I would note that the goal of this operation was to merely encircle her unit, not to engage in combat. And while the operation started off on the right foot, she managed to break through our lines and escape. I can't say the news came as a surprise to me, knowing the corps she was in before. Yeah, I've heard the rumors. Still, this was all 10 days ago? I understand the initial trouble that happened, but she hasn't been captured since then, has she? That is correct. I'll send you our data on where we cornered her. But beyond that, I have told you all that I know. Consider this my way of repaying my debt to you from the other day. I leave the rest to you. Hey, don't hang up on... Oh, come on. You just had to stick their fingers in this pie, huh? So it seems... the SID is Calvert's intelligence division, right? So even they couldn't catch her. She's so awesome. Way to think positive, kiddo. Well, I feel like we can narrow down where she could have been. Let's review what we've gotten so far. This should do it. This is where the SID tried and failed to corner Ida's corps. After we eliminate where the SID's units was, we can narrow down their escape route to 3 possible locales. Which one do you think is the most likely? With the surrounding terrain and villages, I think they returned the, I believe it is the first one. I believe. The first one? Is it? I'm gonna look up the right answer. I was wrong. It's this one. I done fucked up. I'm an idiot. Ooh. Ooh, I hope I did this in the demo save. You need to be buying and consuming meals. Looks like I might have some New Game Plus stuff to do already. Anyway. I think I did, because I had a lot of money problems when I was... Can't remember well enough. Nice thinking. This round will open up 2, even 4 times the options to get back home. Plus, it makes sense they want to go through another country to get the Cid off their back. Now, if they took this route here, they most likely stopped off at... Creole Village. Oh, hey! It's a farming village to the northwest known for its gorgeous rustic scenery. I've never been there myself, but it sounds like it rings a bell for you, Fairy. It does. Ida's told me about it before. She said that public transportation is well built there, even though it's so rural, so it's a good spot to resupply. And that I should come visit since the scenery is so pretty, and the food's so good. I see. Oh! Think that settles it. Tomorrow morning, we make for Creole. I can almost bet we'll find something there. You can stay up on the 3rd floor for tonight. I'll give a heads up to our landlords.
Wow! Your truck is huge!
Oh yeah, she's a big girl. Of the 4 big car manufacturers in Calvert, Ingrid's got the best rep when it comes to sports cars. This here's the best one they ever made, and I went ham tuning her up even further. You can see what I mean at the front, and in the suspension system where I've...
I can't follow a word you're saying, but it sure looks nice.
Should have known you wouldn't be able to appreciate a man's one true love. You want to tell me why women only want to date guys with rides but don't want to hear a word about said rides? Man. Careful painting all women with that excessively large brush you've got there. Even if it's true that I don't care about cars at all. Well, whatever tuning is, I'm sure it's made your truck look very cool. You know, you just want to get in and quit talking before you make me cry.
What's all this whining first thing in the morning?
Oh, you're the kind people who gave me food yesterday. Hey guys, did you really come all the way out here just to see us off?
Yeah. Mostly for Agnes. And Fairy, but... and too, I guess.
Aw, I heard that.
We also wanted to bring you this. It's got sandwiches, milk, and coffee. I'm sure you haven't had much time for breakfast this morning.
Nice. Oh, you really shouldn't have. Thank you so much. And after you did so much for me yesterday, too. I really don't know how to thank you.
Oh, think nothing of it. Making a guest feel welcome is what a good host does. You would do the same in your home, too, wouldn't you?
Of course.
Kids your age gotta eat a lot to grow up big and strong. Keep an eye on them both. All right, Van?
Will do. And thanks for coming to see us off, Yooms.
Have a safe trip.
He's driving on the right side. Of course it's the right side. It would be the left.
Wow, it's so fast! And it still manages to be such a smooth ride, too. I think I can see a little of why you're so proud of it, Van.
I'd really start to cry if you couldn't. We'll be out of the capital and on the Northern Highway in 10 or so. Then I'll show you how fast and smooth my baby can really be.
It can go even faster? Just try to keep it safe, please.
Man, look at how this series has evolved, I tell ya. It's partially a sad thing for me to be playing Daybreak 1, because I can't play Daybreak 2 as soon as I go and, as soon as it comes out. Because I had to beat Riverly in the Cold Steel, in the Crossbow games. Anyway, still not sure you should have come along for the ride, Agnes. I know you've got 3 days off, but the new term started, isn't it? What, you got no work to do? I just didn't want to be the only one left out. The Genesis seems to be involved in this somehow, so it could be there's a role here that only I can play. And I applied for permission to be off campus for a few days last night, so don't worry, I'm not breaking any rules. You thought this through way too hard. Aramish has always been way too lax with rules for such a big-name academy.
So if you're going to such a famous academy, why are you working for Mr. Arkwright? Is it a part-time job?
That's right, I've only just started though. And I didn't have much say in the matter. Oh, and Farida, Van is just fine. I'm getting paid for this, so you're my client. No need to be polite.
But... okay, but only if you call me Fairy.
Sure, if that works for you.
If you're 13, then you must attend Sunday school at the temple, right? Yeah, I started senior classes this year. They're a lot harder than what I'm used to. Oh, but the temples here aren't the same as the ones I know, I think. That's right. We have churches and chapels instead, though they serve the same purpose. But there are temples for worship in Calvert too.
You got Arusha, the winged goddess, in the Central East, and Adios, the sky goddess, in the West. They're believed to be one and the same, even if the names are different though. She's even got another name if you go further east.
Oh yeah, Ida told me about that. It feels like there's so much out there for me to learn.
Still, it sounds like Ida taught you a lot.
She did, not just about fighting, but about different places across the continent, what's popular in those places. I know this will sound weird after I've already asked you to find her, but I still can't believe her core would just disappear the way it did. They're all hardened Jaegers who have always been able to handle everything that was thrown their way. Your friend from the Cid called her the Flame Eater, didn't he?
Yeah, pretty well known name among Jaegers. They say she uses surgical precision with knives and gunfire to cut through enemy morale and momentum. She joined Eisenshield 5 years ago after her old course disbanded, I think.
That sounds about right. She was in another
She
corps?
was. A really famous one, too. It was called Zephyr and was one of the 2 biggest Jaeger corps in the West. It was made up of a small number of combat specialists, the Jaeger King being its head. And Ida used to lead one of their units. But after the Jaeger King died 5 years ago, the whole corps fell apart.
Damn, it's been 5 years since Cold Steel 4. Ain't that something?
That was when she moved on to Eisenshield.
This is all so interesting. I didn't realize Jaeger Corps could have such a rich history.
Zephyr's still around, by the way, just in a different form. But yeah, their rep back in the day was something else. I can't see someone who used to be with them going down easily.
So you think so too? But if she's fine, then why hasn't she made contact with the rest of her corps? Oh, this is making my head hurt. Don't worry, we'll find her for you. Even if she isn't in Creel.
Oh, why did I have to burp?
Even if she isn't in Creel, I'm sure we'll find some crew that will take us to her.
You told us how deep your bond with her goes. That alone will surely draw the two of you back together. Where there's a will, there's a way. And Van and I have the will to find you a way. You mean it? Well, thank you. I'll be counting on you both.
Thinking about it, I might have had some indirect involvement with that 2 years back. She chose to go against her old home and help our side back then. It makes no sense that someone of her skill would have wound up and vanish, and with a Genesis maybe involved. There's gotta be more to this than there seems. The only question is whether she went dark by her own volition. Man, I'm getting kinda hungry. I'm only 2 episodes in though, damn it. Ugh!
Wow, the scenery here is beautiful. Everything's so green and you just don't get a view like this anywhere I live. Oh, there isn't much like this near the capital either. We haven't passed another car in ages. It makes it feel like we have the whole picturesque view to ourselves.
That's how it goes on an old country road. But we're making good time. If we keep going like this, we'll be there in time for lunch.
Is something wrong, Van? Something's not right up ahead.
Might be a kid, but you're not a Kruger warrior for nothing, huh? I'm gonna pull over. Be ready for a fight.
All right.
'Cause